What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis. I produce daily content for homeowners and up-and-coming heating and air technicians, teaching you everything you need to know about heating and air. And on today's service call, what I'm going to be showing you how to do is how to replace a gas valve on a gas package system. Now, what I'm not going to be showing you how to do is switch it over from natural gas to LP. 99% of the time when you replace this gas valve, you do not have to do that. If you have natural gas, then you're all set and ready to go. But I wanted to do is how to show you how to do a basic gas valve replacement. So if you guys are ready to see how I do it, stay tuned and I'll see you at the furnace. Okay guys, this is the gas valve that we're replacing. What was going on with it was when the gas valve called for heat to allow the gas come out, had a low voltage short in our gas valve and it was blowing our low voltage fuse. So basically, to replace this gas valve, first thing we need to do is we need to turn our gas off. We need to loosen our union here so we can gain access. Alright, I loosened the nut here. We got to take that off. And then we have to remove this portion of our gas line. Okay, now we can remove the line on our gas valve. As we do that, it pulls straight out. And now how we have to do is our gas valve right here is attached to our manifold. We've got to undo it from the gas line there. Now before we undo the gas valve, what we want to do is we want to remove our wiring on top. Pull those two wires off and we can lay those to the side. Now with everything so close in here, the easiest thing to do with this is you've got 4 screws that hold this manifold in at our burners. So if we take those 4 screws out, we can remove the manifold and make everything much easier. Alright, we got our 4 screws out. Just take this out and this will pull right out for easy access. Now all we have to do is just remove our gas valve from our manifold. Alright, we got our gas valve loose. Okay, this is our gas valve that we took out, and so basically every time this was energized, it was actually tripping our low voltage fuse, so our gas valve was shorted. This is the new valve that we're putting in. It's basically the same thing. Now this is an LP system, so I had to do some conversion over to this new valve to make it work for LP, but if you have natural gas, which is usually the case, you don't have to do that, so I'm going to skip that step. So basically now all we got to do is get our manifold and we put our gas valve back on. Now what you want to look on your gas valve is either on the bottom, like this one's on the bottom. It's got a little direction arrow that tells you which way the gas flows. So the arrow is always going to point back towards your burners. See, this one goes right here. So basically on our manifold, it's going to connect like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some pipe dope, go ahead and put on our, clean these fittings up, go ahead and clean that, and we'll start putting our gas valve back on. Like it says, our arrow points this direction, so this is going to be screwed back on, pointing in that direction. Our gas valve wants to always be sitting up, and you don't want to over tighten this gas valve to mess up anything inside the gas valve itself. So you always want to get it snug and tighten it down, but don't over tighten this gas valve is very important. So we're going to set this back in. We're going to connect our manifold back up. Alright, all we got to do now, we got to put our 2 wires back in the top. Alright, on our next fitting, I'm going to put our pipe dope again on our gas line. So where our union was, I'm going to screw that in. Now this one, you can get it pretty snug. Now all we got to do is sit our union back on and screw that down. Alright, turn our gas back on. Now anytime that we do a gas valve, we always want to make sure and check our gas pressure. And with this being LP, we're looking for a gas pressure of about 11. Usually on natural gas units, which these things usually come set up for, they're usually correct, but you always check them to be safe, and that correct gas pressure is 3.5 inches of water column. So let's go ahead and turn it on. Let's see if everything starts up and see what our gas pressure. Alright, everything started up. The whole problem with this gas furnace is we had a shorted gas valve. Every time that it would kick on, it would go, the Newsom motor would start, it would go, and it would even light, but it would only stay lit up for about a half a second, and it would short the low voltage fuse. Ended up taking the valve off. I tested the valve independently, and it was shorting out every time, so that's what the problem was this gas valve. So as you can see, replacing these gas valves are not hard to do. You just got to take loose the gas line, and you've got to make sure you've got the correct pressure and everything else once you put it in. And I did check this pressure on this system after I replaced the gas valve, and I'm getting right around 10.5, between 10.5 and 11, so we're good on our gas pressure. So another service call up, another service call down, we got it fixed. So the next time you have to replace a gas valve, as you see, it's a very easy thing to do, and anybody can take care of it. So guys, I hope you learned something. If you did, please hit that like and subscribe, and as always, I will see you on the next service call. Bye.